Hello, everyone, and welcome to the S76 SMJHL entry draft. I am Jert, your SHL uh, Advanced Department head. Still, for some reason, um, Fish will be at some point. We gotta work on that. Fish is here running the mysterious Fish, I should say the whole name, running the background sheet, and your well beloved and not at all criticized host, HFFO, is going to take the lead for this draft.
Beloved, never once criticized.
Very exciting stuff this season with the coming into the league of the San Diego Title and the Ottawa Highlanders. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm saying Islanders. Like the
Oh, that's just because you're French.
Yeah, probably because I'm French. So let's have the not French speaker talk, and I'll chime in when absolutely necessary because I'm French.
Yeah, so we're bringing in two new teams into the SMJHL, which is an exciting time. Kind of a new way to look at the league because we're expanding the number of teams in it. So it's going to have deeper rosters. It's going to have different users.
And we get a round 1.5 in this draft, which was not a nightmare at all to fit into the draft board.
Yeah, we had to ruin the sheets so that they looked ridiculous.
Yep.
Always necessary. And if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure it's Fish's fault. I don't know why. I just get a feeling.
Whoa.
You want to
It's
know
not my
why I know
fault.
this? It's because you're the San Diego GM and you're the expansion team. See, it's all
Well,
connected.
No.
It's all connected. But yeah, we've got the Ottawa Highlanders getting the supreme luck of the draft. They won their first draft lottery. Sure, it's not rigged from Frenchie's time at HO, but you might think that, and I wouldn't stop you. The Carolina Kraken, I believe they have 4 first-round picks this draft currently, or is it 3? Regardless, they've completely stocked up. The Quebec City Citadels have no picks anywhere to be seen for the pretty much the duration of this draft. And yeah, I think are we good to go for the first pick?
I think we are. Was expecting.
I've heard some music coming out. Is that Hail Satan Go Ass?
That is my entrance music.
Oh, it's Jess with a
Hi.
steel chair.
With a steel chair.
Cause we have a trade to announce. Jess, what did you do?
Something bad?
Yeah, ruining everyone's mocks.
Pretty much, I think.
Yep, 100%.
Sorry,
100%. I hope it gave you joy. We have a trade to announce. The Battleborn is acquiring the first overall pick from the Ottawa Highlanders in exchange from the 9th overall pick, a first next season, and the 4th, quite a bit down the road. And I hope it brings you a lot of joy, this pick. But now Nevada is on the clock with the first overall pick, and we have the GM, whom I still love.
Even
if they're costing us TP.
I'm so sorry.
You gotta do what you
gotta do.
do.
I'm not that sorry. So, before I say this, I wanted to say that it's been a long time since I've had a really, really super active war room in Nevada. For a long time, it's been really lean and mean. It's just been mostly me and Alaris and a couple of people here helping here and there. And our scouts really just hit the ground running this season. And Issa and JFK especially were very, very active scouting. They did most of it for us. So when one of my scouts says I had the most amazing conversation with this player, like hands down first overall value, etc. I'm gonna listen to them, and that is what we did.
Great. So
Cool.
with the first overall
Even
pick,
if it means not drafting shirt, which I think is what a lot of people expected me to do here.
Yeah.
that's two
I'm
big plot
people.
twists, and
Plot
you're gonna
twist.
give people whiplash. I knew
I'm so sorry.
beforehand, but if I hadn't seen it in the draft board beforehand, I would be crying right now.
You did have a good cry before she got here, let's be honest.
So Jess with the first overall pick.
Yes. I can't see this little screen here. I'm not used to this view behind the scenes here. But do I say it now or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So we are picking Gwendolyn Tellen, who is a center, a first gen. We love our first gens in Nevada, and this one our scouts, especially Issa, had nothing but amazing things to say. We're very excited.
There you go.
Can I go back to drafting? now?
Yes, you can go back to
Okay.
doing your job.
Bye.
Get outta
Sorry,
here.
I'm just excited to have.
You said you were gonna dunk on me.
Obviously, I was not gonna do that. I love you way too
He
much.
said I couldn't. He literally told me I couldn't dunk on
Oh,
you.
you can.
Okay, I have to go do trades.
Hey, bye.
Oh, Corey did it. Good job.
All right. So, very unexpected turn of events for this first pick, but it is now up on the board.
The second overall Vancouver Whalers are on the clock. They traded for this selection a couple days ago. I believe they gave up a second round selection in addition to 6 to acquire pick 2. This is Shawnee's, I believe, first draft where he's the head GM making the calls. And he's, trading up to make a splash, make a name for himself, and start his era in the west coast of Canada, sunny Vancouver.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much the trade at first overall messed up Shawnee's plans, but if it did, well, that's just what happens sometime.
There's one thing we know about Shawnee. He's an unflappable titan of industry. I'm sure he's got a good plan. He'll get a good guy or girl person here. And we're ready to announce the pick. At second overall, the Vancouver Whalers will be taking another first gen, Trevor Lopez. The user Tread Palo. Defense is a premium position. SMJHL, SHL doesn't matter. Everyone needs defense right now. Trevor's been a great guy in the rookie Discord. He's been super active. Everyone I've seen has really enjoyed talking to Trevor, and being able to get him at second overall might end up feeling like a bit of a steal down the line because he's just such a great guy. I think it was a great pick for Shawnee. I think it's a great landing spot for Trevor, and all around, just a big fan of this.
Yeah. Congratulations to Trevor. So, don't know how everyone's Mox is doing 2 picks in, but
It's melted. Everything's gone.
everything's gone from the start. Next we have Great Falls.
Yeah, the Grizzlies, one of the teams looking to make a selection. They've got some connections here from people who have been on the team before. I think a player even GM'd them here, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe I am. That's always possible.
Yeah.
But we shall see what we shall
Sure.
see when it comes up.
Yep. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Let me fix this.
And at pick 3,
No, you.
the Great Falls Grizzlies are going to select Adat Walker, the user Muerto, also known as Kez. Having a Hall of Fame player, he's GM'd. I believe GM'd or had been in Great Falls before, has connections there. Used to be the GM of Calgary. Kez is a great guy. He's really easy to talk to. He's very friendly. He'll post pictures of alcohol all over your locker room if you like that stuff. And yeah, he's going to be a great pick for Great Falls as they bring in a high-level talent defender and a very active member of the locker room. I'm sure it's going to be a great pick for them. No question about it.
Yeah, Kez GM'd a lot. Well, not a lot, but had a big job when he GM'd in Calgary after the departure of the infamous Mike Izzy, and did a great job paving the way for Boom to take over. Very great user, been here forever. Well, not as long as you, I think.
Not forever. Ace has been here forever.
You've been here forever.
Yeah, Ace recruited me. He came a season before me.
Fair.
Not even the oldest guy in this draft class.
That's fair.
Don't put
There's
that on
also
me.
Teddy. Was Teddy here before you?
I think Teddy's season 6 or something. I want to say. I just want to throw random numbers out, but I think he was later. I don't know when, but I feel it. I feel it in my soul.
That was our first recreate of this draft.
Yeah,
and
had
in the
pick
draft,
3.
like I said, with Teddy and with HO members and like 5 GMs, having 2 first gens in the first 2 picks still is very interesting to see.
I mean, we have to recognize like they have been really great first gens. They've been very active.
Absolutely.
Excited for the league. Both of them have posted some media that's been great. And they're just good people to build a locker room around and have moving forward, I think.
Yeah.
So you can't fault even in there are some excellent recreates in this draft. First gens do reign supreme in the SMJHL.
Yeah,
there's no question about that.
I wasn't blaming anyone for it at all. It's very exciting to see. Like,
it's just sometimes when you say things, no one listens because you have the French accent, so I have to translate it for you. I'm like your anger translator, you know?
That's fair. So the next pick is ultimately it's
San Diego
gonna be
title.
the first expansion pick in this draft since Ottawa traded back, and it's going to be the title at 4 overall.
And did you want to speak to this pick, Mysterious Fish, as the co-GM of the San Diego title?
Sure. So, bunch of scouting has happened through Corey and bunch of the other scouters for the team. There was one person who we liked in general, and he also happens to be here. So we picked Gina Pinard, Jert's player, at 4 overall. We think it'll be a great pick here for the franchise and the team coming up.
So I have to ask, why did you want to begin your GM career with a massive mistake?
Don't ask me. All
right. So we'll have to ask Corey later why he wanted to make a massive mistake.
Yeah.
I'm taking this as Fish didn't like me and Corey forced him.
Exactly.
To pick me.
That's what I'm hearing too.
That's exactly what I'm hearing. Which is, but I agree, it's a terrible mistake though.
No, I think Jert's a great guy to build into you're building an expansion team. You want to bring in some great guys in the locker room, some active people. And, in case there's some Quebecois people, Corey's not going to be able to pronounce their names, so you need someone there.
Yeah. I'll say it's Gina Pinal.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great pick for Corey. San Diego starting right here.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Mostly recreated to be in the expansion, hoping to get on one of the teams. I've done it with Regina as GM, but I'm excited to do it as a player now.
You weren't even on the best Regina team.
No, Regina was notoriously bad while I was GM.
The Regina Force. That's the best team right there.
Oh, yeah.
I played on that team. Fun fact.
I always forget there was one before. There was a Seattle one before too that I kept forgetting had existed.
Seattle Riot?
When I was playing on Seattle back in the day.
Yeah, it's the Riot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Gifter of Bikes moved to Nightmare there. No, it was Las Vegas Aces. It went Nightmare Aces and then Seattle Riot. And now it's something else. I don't know. But I digress. This will bring the Carolina Kraken up for the first of what seems too many first-round selections.
And they already traded one. They had 4 initially when we made.
Still have 3, yeah.
They'll have 3 now.
Ludicrous.
That's going to be a good class.
Yeah, and at the 5th overall selection, the Carolina Kraken are selecting Swedish Chef, the right winger, Drunken Teddy. Teddy's a HO member, longtime SHL user. He's a great dude, really easy to talk to, really friendly. Gets along with just about everyone. I've never heard anyone really have a bad word to say about Teddy, which is rare in the SHL because there's something we all love doing. It's talking shit. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good pick for Carolina. They've got an excellent locker room, and it's going to be a real gem of a selection at pick 5 for something. I think most mocks had him at pick 1, so.
Yeah, which would have made sense. Teddy is like the backbone of this league. I'm not sure.
It is the he keeps the server running, right? That's what he does.
Yeah, and like a lot of ownership stuff, servers and he works with the dev team for their website. I don't think the league would be in the state it is right now if Teddy wasn't here. So yeah, great pick at 5 for Carolina to get such a staple user in the community.
And this will bring Artemis with the Kelowna Knights on the clock. IHF commissioner Artemis. Is he? No, he just recently hired a co-commish after hiring for a long time. TDZ took up the co-commish job there. So congrats to TDZ and Artie for finding someone. But his Kelowna Knights are going to be on the clock. They had 2 top 12 selections in the past SHL draft. They had Tate and Beefine both go in the top 12. And they should be great picks. And joining them will be Ace, the user Polar Bergeron, who is a hockey playing polar bear and a Leaf fan, I've heard, but I wouldn't let him know. Ace is a great user. GM's the Winnipeg Aurora. I believe he's the user who founded the New England Wolfpack when they first came to the league. He recruited me to the site. He's been here a long time, since season 4 with Eric Chisling, defenseman who played on the Manhattan Rage. I believe is a Hall of Famer. He's a great dude with some strong opinions, as you would expect from a Bruins fan. But it's going to be a great pick for Kelowna and bringing that energy into their locker room.
Yeah, literally the only Bruins fan I tolerate. But, oh shit, what the fuck did I do?
Terrible things.
Messed up the thing there. Hold on. That goes here. That goes here. Okay, there we go. Alright, sorry about that.
All good.
I put the player text in the picks text and the picks text in the player text. So it was all out of whack. Next up is Anchorage.
Yeah, the Armada are on the clock. We heard some pre-draft rumblings. They'd be eyeing a first-gen user. Didn't put it out in my mock, so it's going to come back to bite me in the ass, I'm sure. But the Anchorage Boats, the Armada, are selecting Jefferson Steelflex, a left winger, the user Steelflex. He's coming in with high screening and getting open. So he's all about getting in front of the net unseen and stopping the goalie from seeing the puck. He's been kind of quiet in the rookie Discord, but his earning's been really good. And I believe he's known from another league, and he's a really solid user there, and he might be getting a real gem of a pick at this selection. And Anchorage tends to... They get a lot of the quieter guys that earn really well, and they make their money and kick some ass when they make the SHL. So I'm excited for this pick.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, Fish.
Yep, there's a trade now, right? That's
This pick or next pick?
This one.
This pick. All right. There is a trade to announce.
dun, 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 dun. Let me go grab the trade here. And it's Ottawa trading again. So we see where their GM takes his influences and who he was co-GM to before. Ottawa, and that's who they are trading with. Frenchie and Ottawa are receiving this 8th overall pick in exchange for a first in season 78. That's Detroit's first that they have.
Wait a minute. I think I'm the wrong team. Did I?
Yeah, I'm reading what you put in.
Yeah. It's Detroit.
So Detroit, not Ottawa, is receiving the pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense because I don't know how they got that pick, right?
I mean, they could have had a trade from the.
I digress.
Yeah.
The Detroit Falcons are receiving pick
Okay.
8.
Well, forget everything I said about Frenchie. He did trade the first overall though, so it still stands, but not applied in this case. So Detroit receiving the 8th overall pick in exchange for their 78th first and their season 82nd.
Yeah, so it's a fairly steep price to pay to move up, a first and a second for a first. But the bar to move up has been set earlier in this draft, so teams are making that choice. And Detroit's got a real solid locker room. Longtime users have come out of that program. I believe our commissioner, the fearless leader Finn, is currently on the Detroit roster. Calgary GM Boom is on the roster currently. A lot of great members have come out of that locker room. But the Detroit Falcons are pleased to select Simon Science, the user Jason Hopefully, a true lover of just about calling everyone a first overall pick. He's been incredibly active, bit of a chaotic and really friendly guy. It's going to be great to add in the locker room and just have talk and shoot the shit with. Really nice guy, and I think Detroit's going to really love having that presence in the locker room. And he's looking at he's got a high physicals, so probably an offensive style forward or someone who just really is all over the ice making things happen.
Yeah, I've noticed the exact same thing. I don't have much to add on that. Just always talking about you're going first. No, I'm going first. No, they're going first.
I think at one point he said someone was going negative first overall. We were trying to do the mock draft talk, and he's just saying everyone is first overall. And it's like, what are we doing here? You just put everyone 1? Okay. That's the Simon Science mock. And if that's the scientific method, you can't argue with it.
Yeah, if he's a scientist, I'm not going to argue with him.
Yeah. But I believe this brings Ottawa on the clock at pick 9, correct?
Yes.
The second expansion team making their first selection. We'll see what Frenchie's cooking up here. Hopefully it's not steamed hot dogs.
Excuse me?
Hopefully it's not steamed hot dogs.
That's the best way to eat a hot dog.
Hopefully it's not steamed hot dogs. But the Ottawa Highlanders are pleased to select hockey player, the user Rugsy, heading over to the Highlanders. I know Rugsy was really excited to potentially go to an expansion market. It was one of the teams he was looking at. So it's going to be a great fit. Rugsy's a great locker room presence, great guy. He's really relaxed and talkative, and basically everyone loves Rugsy. He's really easy to talk to, and it's going to be a great pick for the Highlanders to bring Rugsy into this team.
Ex GM for Colorado.
Yep.
who won the cup? We forgot to start the
Yep.
stream by congratulating the most recent
First cup
winner.
since season 25.
First cup since season 25. I haven't played for them in like 20 seasons, and
I've never played for him.
I think I was still happier that this happened than if Regina had won it. That's how much they needed that. I think everyone who at some point has had a foot in the Colorado War Room was very relieved that it finally happened. And yeah,
I was a part of that team, so
right, that is right.
But I feel like the only thing that would make the collective side happier would be if Minnesota somehow won a cup.
Jesus,
That's next on the block, I think.
they would also be long overdue.
But we have pick 10 on the clock, the Kelowna Knights, and already cooking something up. He'll be taking Whitecap, the user Emerick Gagne. I'm sure I butchered that. You can go ahead, Jert.
Sorry, what did you say?
The player name, I'm sure I butchered.
Oh,
You can.
I mean, it's probably Emerick Gagne, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. But yeah, Whitecap is the co-GM of the Los Angeles Panthers. He's an excellent guy, really, really friendly, good to talk to. You know, he's going to max earn. He's, a lot of the rookie connections when they were walking, they assumed he'd head to the Kraken because of the LAP connection. But Keller's a great spot. Artie's a good dude, and he's added 2 top-tier picks so far this draft. And 2 SHL GMs so far in Whitecap and Ace.
Yeah, personally, I was really thinking Ottawa for Whitecap, so that's one thing I would have gotten wrong in the mock, even if Ottawa kept first overall. Because, it's the same connection that you mentioned. But yeah, great guy, Whitecap. I'm still pissed at Fuzz for hiring him as co-GM the day I was going to offer him the Regina co-GM job back in the day, but I guess I snoozed and I loosed.
Snoozed and loosed. That's the way it be sometimes, for sure.
It do be like that. So yeah, but it's a great pick for Kelowna for sure. And we're moving on to the Yukon Malamutes, the Yum team.
Yeah, the Yukon Malamutes are pleased to select Mick Lovin, the user Soviet Sexpot. He's a first gen coming out. He's been very active. Had an article where he kind of smack talked some of the logos. He might have said some words. It was all in good fun though. Mostly attacking the Whalers, if I remember, but it was funny because it's fun to attack the Whalers. Flu and Bad Wolf, they like bringing in first gens who are showing activity. And defense is such a need in the SMJHL right now. So they're going to be bringing in Sexpot, McLovin, to come rock that blue line for him.
Yep. McLovin this pick for them. Very ebebeb for those who still get the I missed the sheet.
I gotcha.
I missed the shit again. That goes here. Good job, Jerk. Don't give up. Next up is going to be the Detroit Falcons.
Yeah, Detroit making their second first-round selection this draft. Got a lot of interesting pieces still on the board left. And, yeah, we'll see where they're looking to go here.
All right. You want to say
the Falcons are pleased to select Smitty Werben Jaeger Man Jensen, something like that. These are Zodiac EXE. I've heard nothing but great things about Zodiac. He's a real friendly guy, easy to talk to. He's going to be a great TP earner for him. Then Detroit's building an excellent locker room with some great people in this draft so far. And again, defense, that prime position that everyone's looking for. They're going to bring another, bring in a great defenseman for that locker room and that team.
Yeah, I mean, with a name like that, you make me write that on the sheet. You better.
The equipment manager is going to be hating them for sure.
I actually had to go in and edit the template for the draft cards that we've been using since like 15 seasons. We've never had that issue of the name coming off the screen. So congratulations to Zodiac for making me do that. That's the first.
And this will bring
Maine.
it's a green team on the clock. Maine? Oh, the Timber. Longtime Timber GM, Nibbles the Squirrel. Southpaw is also in this draft. He's not going to be taking himself here. But he is looking to bring in some old Maine talent reunited with the squad. It'll be Das Boot, the user Bofa Benson. Another defenseman, in case you couldn't tell, defensemen are very in demand. Heading to the Timber. He's a friendly dude. He's got some great food picks. He actually recently recommended me a recipe to make buttermilk waffles. And they were pretty good, so I respect that. And yeah, he's heading back to Maine, where his last players have been, and they're excited to bring him in. They like him in Maine.
Yeah, I think that's the third player on Maine for the Boot. So yeah, when you got an alumni that wants to come back, and you have that first pick to grab them, you don't try to.
It's just sportsman to take that player in the first round who's trying to make sure they make their way back to you.
So that's the right move here for Maine. And next up, we are going to get.
There's a trade to announce.
Oh shit! Really?
There is a trade to announce. This is 14, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I saved the day by looking at the ping.
Thank you. I was not aware of that. Let us go see what the trade is then. It is Carolina and San Diego trading this time.
I can't see it. That's too small for me. It's too small.
It's Carolina trading back, so they are trading away the 14th overall pick to San Diego, and they are receiving the 19th overall and a second round pick next season. So again, the price to move in this draft has been very high, I think, compared to what we've seen in other drafts. So that's a second to move up 5 spots.
Yeah, they must have someone they really want in this spot, and you respect going out and getting your person.
And so let me just grab the right team then for the card. San Diego. Fish, if you want to take it away.
Alright, so we did make this trade because there's someone that we really did want. We had a great conversation with them, and they seemed really excited to come here once we were scouting with them, and they really wanted to come here, so we decided to pick Skylar Stevens, a security shark, with this pick. We just had a really good conversation with them, and we just figured that we should trade up to make sure we get them.
The absolute irony is that they were in the chat 2 seconds ago saying no one would trade up for them, and they're angry about it. They've been in the chat the whole time saying they're going to be the best pick. Very confident in their abilities and what they're going to bring to a team. And you love to see that confidence. Maybe hope it manifests in a more positive way as time goes on. But it's going to be a great pick. Someone who wants to earn, someone who's leading the draft class in TPE. Should be a great pick for the title, who are bringing someone who really wants to be there.
Yep, can't wait to share the locker room with them. The Shark playing for the title also has a nice ring to it. There's there's predators hidden in that tidal wave. Stuff like something like that. There's a joke here. I can find
Somewhere. It's deep inside.
And next up is the Berserkers with their first pick of this draft.
Yeah, Newfoundland is a team I'm pretty familiar with. My first player coming back in '63, Randall Thor ended up playing for them, and it seems they want to repeat history and build another record-breaking player as they're selecting me, Olafur Atlason, the center from Iceland, heading back to Newfoundland with Patty and Burb. I also get to join a player I drafted last draft in Matty J, who I'm excited to connect with in the Jays. So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Like you said, you know more about yourself and about Newfoundland than I do, so I don't think I have much I can add here.
Unbelievable.
But,
yeah, they're a great team.
It's obviously SHL GM, hardly a bad pick.
Yeah, I mean, my last player there was the greatest defenseman in the history of the SMJHL, bar none. If you don't believe me, you can type exclamation all-time J-D. I went on the draft stream specifically to flex Randall Thor. What about it? But there's a trade at this pick, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Another one.
Another one.
Just keep coming. All right, let's see what it is. We have a trade between Kelowna and the Colorado Raptors, who were up on the board for this pick. They are trading back to the second round, 25th overall, so that's moving back 11 spots, and 9. Math is hard. And so they're moving back 9 spots, and they're getting a second rounder next season and a fourth rounder in season 79. So again, this time it's the Knights paying a second rounder and then a fourth to move up under 10 spots. So, but like Fish said, when you have someone that you want, you're ready to pay that price. So curious to see who that person is going to be for Kelowna, who is now on the clock. And so we will get that draft card ready and we will announce this pick. And we get our first goalie of the draft.
Yeah, the Kelowna Knights are selecting the first-gen Snowy, the player named Doom Guy. That's a fantastic name, for the record. But yeah, coming in as the first goalie selected in the draft. Kelowna rounds out. I think they took a forward and a defenseman so far, so they get one of each level of the hockey playing game onto their team. You'll love to see that.
Yep, incredible name. Bill seems good. Very balanced. Like the weaknesses are at 10 for the attributes. Blocker and no, blocker is high for glove and passing. So,
Yeah, I mean, goalie stats are kind of weird because they get a different scale, if I recall, or like a different base TP, one of the two. Maybe I'm wrong, or like their scale is different.
It's a weird scale because they have fewer attributes to put TP in.
Which is funny because like goalie TP doesn't matter anyway, so why have a different scale? But I digress.
Goalie lives matter.
Goalie lives do matter. Goalie TP doesn't.
We are at the end of the first round with that. I think we are going to take a 5-minute break. and then do the compensatory round and round 2 at the same time, because I think Fish is trying to make trades or something, because the board is not updated yet for the
Yeah,
next
there's
pick.
apparently a complicated trade that Fish is, I don't know, Fish
Alright.
is making shit up.
So we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Let's let everything settle down for that next pick, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us. Great first round, and yeah, we'll be right back. Right, we are back for the compensatory round and round 2 and maybe 3, maybe more in a row before we take another break. Who knows? Let's move into that compensatory round for the 6 teams that had 2 players taken from them by the rogues of the expansion teams, going around stealing players. Very rude of them.
Turns out when you make a good team, people want your players when they can get them.
Incredible. So the first ones on the clock for that are the Whalers, I believe.
Yeah, the Vancouver Whalers at 17.
Vancouver Whalers are going to get the first. Who is it? There it is. Thank you, Fish. We are going to get that ready for the first compensatory pick. Around 1.5, if you will. And Vancouver, that's their second pick in this draft after trading up for 2 overall, which they selected a first gen. This time they are going with a recreate.
Yeah, the Vancouver Whalers are selecting David Vent, the user I'm Shiny, heading to the Whalers to join Trevor Lopez. Loading up with 2 defensemen so far. Should be a great addition for the Whalers back end. And Shiny making a name for himself, getting some top guys. Shiny's been a great guy in the locker room. And not the locker room, the rookie Discord, but should be a great add to the locker room, joining Trevor Lopez. It should be a great add to start Vancouver's resurgence.
Yeah, Shiny's been around for a while, kind of on and off with various players, but great to see that Shiny's back. And
Back again.
So yeah, tell all your friends. And with that, we are going to have Nevada on the clock for a brief second. But then there's going to be trades. And yes, I meant that plural. So first of all, wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. First of all, San Diego is trading the 35 and 39th overall picks. Sorry, I didn't get the original teams for that. But 35 and 39 to Detroit for their second overall, second round pick in season 78. And then they are trading that pick right back to Nevada for the actual selection on the clock right now, the 18th overall pick. Fish can correct me if I put it in wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened here.
Yep, that's good.
That's good. I'm good. Good job, Jared. And so yeah, San Diego is on the clock for this pick, and they are going to, well, I guess, part of that now. But yeah, San Diego selects Sam Volta, user Triple T's Gamer?
Triplets Gamer.
Triplets Gamer. Ah.
Yeah, it's been another member who's been very active in the rookie Discord. Triplets Gamer is coming in and showing that they want to be here. The portals bring back a lot of recreates who may not have stuck around the first time, or they haven't been around for a while. They're coming back and really enjoying the portal. It's keeping them active and engaged and making everything easier. And Volta heading to the title is going to be a great add to their locker room, joining some bum named Jert there, and should be a good time for all involved.
Yeah. What a scrub that Jert is. Next up, we are going to have Carolina getting a compensatory pick for getting 2 players taken from them. So that is that ends up being their second pick of the draft after starting with 4 first rounder. Is that right? I think that's right. 7 has been very active, which is not a surprise to anyone. So yeah, they are on the clock for Carolina with the second pick for them in this draft. I love this pick.
So the Carolina is going to select Limu Emu, left defense, the user Infidel. Infy's a great dude. His last player was J only, but I believe he had like 3 consecutive drafts he was in where he was taken first overall. Like SMJHL, followed up by an SHL, followed up by another SMJHL, went first overall each time. Didn't go first overall in that SHL draft because he planned to make a J only player. He's coming back, but he's a great dude to have in the locker room. Really friendly, gets along with most people. And another defenseman as well. It's going to be a great selection for the Kraken.
Oh shit, I spoiled the next one. Oopsie.
That's only if they know how to read, which, if we know anything, our viewers don't.
Yeah, I mean, only good stuff to say about Infidel. I miss the ZCHL a lot. But aside from that... Oh, come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, on the board, on the clock is Colorado, but I seem to have lost the background for Colorado, so please hold while I'll go and download it again and map it back.
In the meantime, we could say, winning a cup, that must feel really great. Gotta love that for Colorado. Talk and whoever the other guy is, just, big congrats to you for pulling that off. And Me Cool won the cup, so shout out Me Cool. Can't ever forget Me Cool.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can get mad at Me Cool winning a cup anywhere, ever.
He called the shot. Oh, NYR is the other GM. He's also a good dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, they built that for a long time, and it paid off with perseverance and patience, and good drafting. So you love to see that for sure.
All right, I got the background back. So next up is Colorado, and they are going to select Smirnoff Light the Third.
I think it's Le Troisième, n'est-ce pas?
Le Troisième.
But yes,
it's not a very French name though, so I just went with the English.
No, well, you have to do Russian actually, so pull that out. I know you got it somewhere, right?
I'd rather not.
But yeah, Smirnov Light the Third. Before the SMJHL draft, he has come back and acquired a co-GM position in Minnesota. So he's here to come and kick some ass, and he's here to stay. And Max Earn, Colorado's going to be making a great pick. He's been a really good dude. He's going to bring a lot of FHM knowledge into Colorado, a lot of activity, and should end up being a real solid selection for the Jurassic Parks moving forward.
The Dino Gang. Next up is going to be Maine.
Yeah, the trees are going to be selecting Oilman Dan, the first-gen user, Doug Waite. I think it was like last week he retired and then unretired and came back. I was excited to see him come back. He was really active first-gen. Was showing a lot of energy in the rookie Discord. I'm excited to see Dan staying, and I think he's going to be a great pick for the trees. He's a good dude, and he's going to be joining Das Boot and Southpaw over in the... who knows where Maine is? It's the middle of fucking nowhere. Who cares about where Maine is? But he's joining the Timber.
Yeah, I'm curious if it wouldn't have cost less TP to just stay retired and recreate instead. with the same name, because I think that would have been allowed, but either way works. Taking I don't think that 15% penalty versus losing out on the first few weeks of AC and
Yeah, the catch at TP, you keep them up higher probably.
yeah, it's a small difference. So yeah.
Is that Detroit we have on the clock now?
We have Detroit now, and one of the best names in the draft, in my opinion, for this pick. Yeah, Detroit is selecting at 22nd overall, which is going to conclude the compensatory pick round. They are selecting Cherry Styles.
Look, if you love soup, you love Cherry Styles. He's a big soup fan. Maybe I'm mixing him up with someone else. I think it's him, though. Maybe I'm wrong. But he's got a really whack render because he's a chair. But he's been a very active dude, very friendly, talkative in the locker, the rookie Discord. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good pick for the Falcons, who've had a very good draft so far, bringing in some great talent and some great locker room presences. To join, Boom and Finn and all the other gang they got over there. It should be a very solid roster in Detroit. Now, if I only get rid of that Beans gif, we'll be golden.
Yeah. And so, Cherry Styles gonna squeeze some with his new friends. And the next one is... Oh, yeah, obviously. One is getting ready right now. It's gonna be St. Louis, their first pick of this draft. They have picks in round 4. Let's see what happens with those.
But yeah, St. Louis is obligated legally to select evil Kyle Murray, the goaltender. Is it Kyle or Kai? Because I know his last player was Kai, and I assume it's the inverse. Just want to check that to make sure that we're not making Jimmy feel bad here.
I mean, we're pulling the name.
It is
from the portal, so if it's wrong in the portal.
I think it's. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if it's an L or an I. His last player, it was 100% an I, but maybe he's just messing with it this time. But I digress. Jimmy's the GM of St. Louis. He's, really helped change a culture and a presence in St. Louis. It made it a place that people want to actually go and play. And I love to see the change he's made there and the effort he's putting in. He's a real friendly guy. It's going to be good to have him on his own team and playing with the great people he's got going on there.
Yeah. Simmed a lot. Is Jimmy still simming games?
No. He stopped simming about 6-7 seasons ago.
Yeah, been a while. Yeah, I don't follow the.
It's me. I'm simming.
The simming team. Yeah, and I just yell at you for being late and stuff.
I'm not like that often. Sometimes.
I don't yell as much. Oh no, messing with the wrong team.
Someone's having an error with FHM though. It's always me. So I don't know what the hell. I don't know shit about computers. I don't know.
All right. Next up is Great Falls, and we're gonna see another goalie. 2 goalies in a row. That's the third in this draft.
Yeah. This will also be the third Icelandic player selected so far in this draft. It'll be Elvar Gil-galad. Gaia Mormont, the Recreate. I believe they took Muerto Kaz in the first round. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So Kaz and his wife being reunited in Great Falls. You'll love to see that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they're going to be, kicking some ass for the Grizzlies. And, you can't complain about that. And yeah, it's gonna be a great pick. Gaia's a real friendly person to talk to. Yeah. She loves a lot of nerdy stuff like the Game of Thrones and the whatnot. But I think it's gonna be a really excellent pick.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think I've ever actually talked with Gaia, but I remember seeing the name a lot.
Oh, sister. It's his sister, not his wife. I don't know. If Campin was here, I'd just say roll tide, but it is what it is.
That's the top 5 moments of all drafts ever.
I'm gonna say in the SHL draft too, just see how they react. We'll see if they remember. We'll see if their story's the same there. That's what we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely great pick. And with that, we're going back to Colorado for the 25th overall pick.
Yeah, the Jurassic Parks are going to be taking Belmont, the user Raw Cheese McPickle. And God, that just sounds like a vomit-inducing combination. I don't know. I'm not a big pickle person, but that's just me.
Yeah,
But
also don't like pickles.
Raw Cheese McPickle. Belmont's been a very active member of the rookie Discord as well. Trevor's been hyping Belmont up as the 1OA for the past 2 weeks. He ended up going 2OA, and she'll be heading to the Jurassic Park Colorado Raptors, reigning champions. Should be a great pick for them. They're going to be bringing in someone with a lot of raw talent, a lot of potential if they can, keep them active and going. And I think it's going to end up a very solid selection for them.
We are going to have Nevada next. And you know this one as well.
Yeah. So the Nevada Battleborn are selecting the user who has had a much maligned build, often considered the worst build in this draft by a mile per many people. It'll be a JFFO, the right defenseman Eggcracker. Eggcracker's my co-GM. He's a great person, and the fact he's falling this far is kind of surprising. He has been a little busy because he was selling his house. He's out celebrating with his wife today because they just closed on it. So maybe not as active in the Discord as lately, but he's going to be a great piece for Nevada and joining Jess and Co in the locker room there. I think it's going to be I may be a little biased, but I think it's an absolute steal at this selection.
Yeah, no, for sure. Egg is a great user. Still managed to do the whole All-Star game stuff in time, despite being very busy with the house thing. So, yeah, really, I mean, did he take over from me directly when I left All-Stars?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So I've worked with Egg as well a lot, and
also, if you hate the change to Championship Week where they split it up in two and it's become All-Star Week, it's his fault. You can yell at him.
I, for one, am very happy with that change, but yeah, people can.
I get a PT pass. I don't care.
People can yell at him and myself and the PT team like it was a common effort.
Yell at someone. You'll get to the person who deserves it. But Detroit is back on the clock, and they'll be selecting Theo Kane, the left winger, the user no name. I believe they also had another player named Theo Kane, who in the top 75 players series Luke ran out was the 4th greatest player in SHL history, if I'm not mistaken. So when you're getting someone whose last player was the 4th best in all of the SHL in the mid to early second round, that's probably a really good selection. Detroit's got to be really excited to bring Theo Kane into that locker room and hopefully kicking some ass again.
I can't say that I've read the whole thing Luke did. I should have, but I didn't.
I read like 4 of them. That was just one of the specific ones I read.
I do know that that was not No Name's last player, though.
Fair enough, yeah.
There was at least one in between. Used to be Colorado's co-GM with Trips, and then GM'd for a while with Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman, another great user.
Yeah. So ex-GM, coming back. at this point in the draft. That's a good pick to make, I think. And we are moving on to Regina.
Yeah, the
First
Regina
pick.
Elk
First
are
pick
going
for
to be.
them.
They're going to be selecting Harley X55. The user Thomas Harley. I think this is the Harley 55. I think it's about Thomas, like the Stars defenseman, or he's a prospect. I'm not sure, but I think it's related to that. But
That
I haven't
makes
seen them much
sense.
on the rookie Discord. But Regina generally scouts well, and I'm sure they've had a great conversation with him. Might be one of the people who prefer sticking in their locker room rather than the rookie Discord, where a lot of stuff is happening. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to pan out for Harley on the Regina Elk.
Yeah, very sad that I can't. This is the first Regina pick since the initial expansion that I was not a part of drafting, so it makes me kind of sad, but I'll still hang around and try to be as welcoming as I can for Harley, and I'm trying not to cry. So I'm gonna put in the next pick.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I guess Fish is busy entering a trade or something. So I'm gonna go grab the pick myself.
Pick are we at right now?
We are at 29.
We're safe.
There it is. So we are going to have Great Falls again. Let's try to not assume weird relationships between their picks this time.
Can't promise anything.
Alright, well, then you can tell us exactly how Kez is related to Argenti Gorilla.
Yeah, this is actually Kez's neighbor's aunt's nephew's dog's son, Argenti Gorilla, the user Grayless Rex. Yeah, it should be a great pick when you're bringing that kind of connection together to the team. But yeah, another defenseman. Defenseman's a prime position, focusing on strength and puck handling, two very important stats in the FHM from what I know of it, which is decidedly little, but should be a very good selection for the Grizzlies as they've had an excellent draft so far.
Yeah, a good defenseman, and yeah, can't agree more. Puck handling, in my opinion, that's the most useful stat to have. It's a key stat, a key attribute in the most different roles. So if you have a lot of that, you can play a lot of different roles properly. So always great to have. And with that, we are moving to the Malamutes up in the territories of Canada.
Yeah, Yukon's making their second pick after taking the McLovin Soviet sex spot earlier. And we'll see where Flu and Bad Wolf are going, and they'll be taking Bouch Bomb, the defenseman SCP-99V2. His last player was also on Yukon. His last player was on Maine. The player before that was on Yukon. But they love him in Yukon. He's a great guy. He ended up playing in Edmonton for a little bit, but didn't end up wanting to earn the level of TP kind of required to stay at an SHL level. But yeah, he's going to be a great fit returning to the Malamutes and bringing that positive presence he brings everywhere.
Recreated very late. I think that's the only person who created after me. And that's why you didn't see the...
yeah, just 3 hours ago.
Yeah, that's why you didn't see the strengths and weaknesses. The scraper for the portal didn't grab them. So it is what it is. But I'm sure they have interesting strengths and some interesting weaknesses to work on. And that brings us to Kelowna with the 31st overall.
Yeah, the Kelowna Knights They took Ace and Whitecap earlier. Trying to. I don't think there's any SHL GMs left that they can stick on the theme for here. But they will select Cyrus the Virus, the left winger RBK goaler, who's a first gen. I believe this is Ace's podcast partner, if I'm not mistaken. He wanted to end up playing with Ace. I recall seeing that, so I'm just going to assume it's that person. Ace convinced him not to make a goalie because he apparently really wanted to, but he said, FHM, going to FHM, and now they're making a left wing. But reuniting with Ace, getting to play together in Kelowna should be a really good time for both of them.
Yeah, this all makes a lot of sense because the podcast Ace is on is very centered about the fact that he and his co-host are goalies, so all of that checks out. Next up, we will have Regina for 2 picks in a row. Man, I love that. Much easier. Don't need to change the background.
Yeah, and with the first of those selections, Regina will be selecting Red Panda Jr., the right defenseman, Lamore 7. Red Panda Jr., last player, if you couldn't guess, was Red Panda. I think they really like Red Panda, so I just got a feeling about that. But solid pick, a good locker room presence, and should be a great thing to add into that the Regina Elk locker room.
Yeah, Lemors has been great in Regina. Has played for Regina with their first player, whose name I forgot, who went inactive and then came back when the portal was up with Red Panda Senior.
Was there a trade for that pick?
Is there a trade right now?
I don't know. Fish is saying words. I don't really listen.
Fish is saying words. Where? Oh, yeah, here. I'm in streamer
No,
mode. I don't
no,
get
shouldn't be.
Oh, for 33. Yeah, so for the next pick, there's a trade.
You leaked it. You're
I
fired.
leaked it. I'm sorry. My Discord in streamer mode, so I don't see pings, and sometimes I miss.
But yes, the Regina Elk and the Carolina Kraken are making a trade for the 33rd overall
They are
pick.
indeed. So I did leak it. Carolina is going to receive a second rounder next season in 77. That's Quebec City's second rounder. I believe acquired in the Caleb trade. Maybe not.
So well, I can see it.
But I think would make sense. And Regina is getting this pick, the second rounder right now, the 33rd overall selection. So not as much as a big payout here for Regina to buy into this draft. Yeah, that is the trade. And let me get the proper player for the next pick that Regina will make here. It is going to be another defenseman, or at least defense person. Well, maybe not even a person. It's a tomato. I thought saying that would give me enough time to do it properly, and I did. There it is. Crazy Tomato the second. So 2 picks in a row, 2 players. Well, one is a junior, one is the second, but close enough. So 2 recreates for Regina with the follow-up players to their last players that they had. I don't think I know much about Crazy Tomato, same thing.
Potato.
Yeah, I think they played on St. Louis with the first player.
Yep.
And I think that's all I know about that. Don't think I've ever interacted with Tomato, but we're deep in the second round. And still getting, recreates that have been here for a while and know what they're doing. They'll be active. So in a draft that is not the biggest class we've seen, but so far, even in the late second, we are still seeing talent going out. And next up is Colorado. And it's not Saturday yet, but they are drafting Baron Samedi.
Well, he's just the Baron of Samedi. So on Samedi, he'll be, ruling and controlling the party, I guess. But Baron's a guy who joined, a person who joined pretty recently. I've heard they've had some great scouting conversations. Lots of excitement around this prospect, and Colorado should be getting a real gem of a pick in the later second round.
Yeah, I think it's also a brand of rum.
Couldn't tell you.
Baron Samedi. I need to go downstairs, see if I think I emptied that bottle actually, like one does when they're an alcoholic. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a brand of rum. So as a rum lover myself, I think that's a great pick. We're going back to Detroit. That is going to be their 5th pick of this draft. Unless Fish is typing to tell me there's another trade right now. I see Fish typing. Trade. Okay. So Detroit is picking Roquefort Cotswold. That's a very French first name and a very not French last name.
Not a French last name, yeah.
So I'm not sure which it is.
Priority position defense, though. Lots of defensemen getting taken. That's got to be very exciting for all the SHL GMs who are watching. Strengths are checking and hitting, so he's all about getting that puck to turn over and making stuff happen on that end, and it should be a solid selection.
All right. And now there's a trade, so Ottawa is making another trade. Trading away the 36th overall pick and receiving a second next season. That's Anchorage trading their second in S77 and acquiring 36 overall. So Anchorage is going to be on the clock for this pick. So we shall see who Anchorage liked. Again, that's the price is not as high as it was at first in this draft. So if you see someone you still like, now is the time to pull the trigger. So Anchorage with that pick is selecting Sawyer Keenan, another defenseman. It's defense on defense on defense.
Been an absolute run of defensemen. I think, is the username S75 rules?
Yep.
Maybe they're in the S35 draft, I'm not sure. But yeah, always valuable to have a stock of defensemen on your team. And Anchorage knows it as well as all the other GMs, as they're all trying to get as many defensemen as they possibly can.
Yep. So that, I think that's only the second pick for Anchorage, which makes sense because we're still in the second round. We just had teams with a lot of picks. And that will bring us to Maine, picking now at pick 37. And yeah, this one probably won't be a surprise for anyone who is following the employment of various users in the SHL. Maine is selecting Jakpo Numelavin.
Yeah, that's Southpaw heading back to Maine, the team of GMs. Just recently retired into the Squirrel, and he's going to be on his roster, joining Das Boot. So some long-time Maine names coming back to help head up that team in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're getting the GM. Like you couldn't normally get your GM at 36 overall, 37. I mean, because that would be past the end of the second round. So I guess technically, mathematically, bit of a calculating move from Maine. I guess. I'm not sure. Well, Nibbles was not that old, so maybe that played a part. But if that's the case, that's a great use of taking advantage of the fact that there's a compensatory round to draft yourself at a later pick that you usually could. So props to Maine for thinking about that, if that was part of the reasoning. And we're moving on to the first pick in this draft for Quebec City.
Yeah, and the Quebec City Citadels are going to be selecting Norja. Norga? Well, it's Norwegian Demon. He'll be heading to the Citadels, an active user. Someone who's very pleasant to talk to. Should be a solid pick for Quebec, who generally, ends up having solid picks almost every single time. So you love to see that.
Much easier name to pronounce than their last player too. Salzburger Lillehammersen or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare.
Not as bad as Zerg's player, but still. And yeah, Salzburger was a high fantasy pick for a while there, I think. So that just goes to show that Norwegian Demon can make good players. But next we have Detroit again. Bit of a rebuilding draft for Detroit, but so far they've been doing great. And with this 39th pick, and we're entering round 3 with that pick. Didn't mention that, but we are now in the first pick of round 3. They are taking Max Kielinen?
Kalinen, we'll go with that.
Go with Kalinen.
A lot of the J-Box had Kalinen in the first round. Haven't seen him talk much there on the rookie Discord. So, being able to get someone you can reach out to and hopefully bring in and get active and going is great to have in the beginning of the third round. Hope to see a great career for Max Kalinen moving forward.
And next up, we're going to have Regina with the 40th overall pick. And they are drafting Sam Quintilio. User Sandwich.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good sandwich? Sam Quintilio heading to the Elk. Very good center build, getting open and shooting accuracy. Should be a solid selection for the Elk moving forward.
We're getting into to the end of the draft. I'm only counting like 15-ish players left after this pick. So like I said earlier, it's not a big class. There's a lot of big names at the top, but now we're getting I think we're getting to this point where you have to take a chance. So Regina taking their chance on Sam Quintilio. Hopefully they are going to be able to grab a hold of their Discord or something and talk to them. Haven't looked at the draft sheet because I don't play there anymore. Sad. And next up is Kelowna. and they will be selecting. Okay, that's fixed. They will be selecting Julian Darkshanks.
Yeah, the user Dynamic MLB42. I believe they are coming over from the ISFL. I'm just basing that entirely off the username. But should be a good get for Kelowna here. I think they're an active user. I haven't heard too much from them here, though, but should be able to reach out and find them on Discord. And yeah, Kelowna should be able to, maybe gets a really good steal out of this selection here.
Next up, we have. No, what do we have? What do we have? We have Nevada, and they are picking this guy. Oh no. Okay, it's getting late. I'm not looking at the right place, and then All right, they are picking. Yuri Boyka the third. User Solja.
Yeah, this player has been active in the Discord. They were talking about getting back into graphics. I believe their last graphic they said was like 4 years ago. But they've been pretty active at the locker room. Fun to talk to, and should be a great presence when you're getting this kind of a steal in the early third round. So good on you to Nevada.
Yeah, and you heard the police sirens to let you know that it was a steal.
Yeah, that's what the police are all about, letting you know.
We are going next to Anchorage with 2 picks back to back. If that was a trade that I didn't announce yet, well, here's your spoiler. But yeah, Anchorage is picking twice. So first of all, they are going to take Adam Joy, the goalie, user Mr. Mom, which is a very inclusive username.
Yeah, I believe Mr. Mom's last couple players are on main, but heading over to the Anchorage to backstop them. Should be a good fit and a good player, good user.
And right after that, Anchorage is going to go with a left winger, Jamario Moon, user Fonzig with 2 G's.
Yeah, left winger, high physical traits heading to the Armada. We'll see how that goes there. Excited to see their J career heading forward.
Next up, we have another pick for Great Falls. I think this one is not related somehow to Kez, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I actually believe that
But
this is Kez's twin who was separated at birth and lived in Europe for most of his life. They hadn't met until the Top Prospects game.
there you go. So Great Falls is picking Marian Hanak, a center, user Chris. Just Chris. That works.
When you just put your first name, you're the OG.
Yeah, just claiming that they are the main Chris, and all the others are less important. Next up, we have Maine picking again, and they are going to go with user Froby. Player Kobe Froby. So yeah, we're really getting to the end here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players left after this pick. So Maine taking a chance on Kobe Froby. See if that pans out. on to the Berserkers, picking a goalie. I think that no, never mind. So yeah, picking a goalie for Newfoundland, going to join you, HFFO. Jesus. OBS is starting to eat its life. So yeah, goalie Nicholas Scalis, or Nicolas Callis, if you take that as the French swear word Callis, which I believe it's to me that's what it is. So yeah, that is the pick for Newfoundland. Next up is Colorado. They are picking. I put it in the wrong place again. Jesus Christ. They are picking Zen Circer, which is a right winger. User Bjorn Secker. So yeah, right winger joining the reigning champions, Zen Shecker. Really getting into the end. I think we're gonna start seeing passes. No, one more pick before the first team passing in this draft. So that's gonna be Detroit picking right now. Before we start seeing teams pass, they are picking, and once teams are gonna start passing, we're not gonna do the draft cards anymore. And they are picking rock solid center Maticus, first gen, lots of hitting, probably just a body to put on the ice at this point if people are starting to pass, but you never know. You can be like my first player and come out of nowhere after being drafted late and be overall okay. So yeah, now we're gonna see Quebec City pass twice. Oh no, that's I saw Phalanx and I thought it was QCC. That's Flex's HL now and just telling us who's passing. So yeah, who's passing then? It was Colorado first, and then San Diego have started to pass. So the next pick is going to be Ottawa here. And they are picking Drake Smith, user Smith. Sorry, French really showed there. Drake Smith, user Drake, J19. And then next up we have two passes. So that's Kelowna and QCC. St. Louis is going to pick, is it St. Louis? 55, yes. Tanner Cadot, Killicam. And then passing for Kelowna, that we already knew that, so two picks passed for Kelowna's here. Nevada is passing then. St. Louis is going to pick again at 59. Player Artem Zub. User Lauchi 31. And then passing up to pick 69, which is the Timber, drafting Mayonnaise, and we are at the end of that. So that is the end of the draft. with we still managed to get a 69th pick, so that's nice. And that's all, folks. Great draft, great expansion draft too, which we could have made a bit about the expansion draft at the beginning. Oh well. Yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for watching the draft. I hope everyone had a great time. Thank you HFFO for making fun of everyone again. And thanks Fish for being doing the multitasking of drafting and filling the sheet at the same time. Although I guess filling the sheet of the picks that were made kind of helps to not draft the same people twice. So there's a bit of overlap between the two tasks here. Yeah, let's put an end to this and go to sleep. It's past 10. It's my bedtime. I'm old. I'm not gonna play Baldur's Gate until 3 a.m. at all. And yeah, thanks everyone. If again, my seasonal reminder that if you're interested in streaming events like that, or shorter, easier events like the awards, the All-Star Games, the Hall of Fame ceremonies, stuff like that, or if you want to do graphics for those, just reach out to me or reach out to Mysterious Fish. For graphics, you can reach out to Bailey, and we will be happy to find a spot for you in the events team. There's always room for people who want to take part in the events, to learn how to do them too. You don't have to have any prior knowledge. We can teach you how to do the draft and the events in OBS. So yeah, and congratulations to everyone who got drafted. Guys, anything to add?
No.
Okay, and I haven't heard HFFO in like 5 minutes, so I guess the sirens we heard was the cops coming to get him, finally. Alright, so everyone who's still listening to my rambling can have a good night, and we'll see you next season.